Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Liz Chirelli and today we'll be going through just one of the awesome techniques you'll learn on my course. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to show you how to create super interesting glitchy drums. It's a really fun way of turning a normal, ordinary drum sample into something glitched out and a bit industrial and strange. It's also a great way of turning your programmed drums into something a little bit more interesting. If you want to add fills and variations in that are a little bit more unusual than most, this is going to be a really awesome trick for you. Just as a side note, I'm showing you how to do this in Ableton Live, but I'm going to be using an audio effect unit called Effectrix. So you don't need Ableton in order to do this. You can use it on your DAW of choice. So to start with, I'm going to play you the drum sample. It's dry. The only thing that I've done is rolled off a bit of the low end because sometimes when you add Effectrix, some of the presets can be a little bit boomy in the low end. So I just choose to roll off my drum sample. You can obviously choose to do that afterwards as well. Totally up to you. I just thought for the sake of your ears, just in case, we'll roll it off. So here we go. This is the original drum sample. Groovy, but you know, it's kind of generic. This is the drum sample after I have done my little trick with Effectrix. So, as you can hear, it just makes things a little bit more interesting. How do I do this? Good question. First things first, head to your plugins, your audio units, and go and grab Effectrix. There we go. Just for the record, if you are using Ableton, you can do a similar thing using beat repeat by automating it. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I wanted to focus on Effectrix so that those of you that aren't necessarily rooted in Ableton can also use this. So I'm just going to pick a random preset from Effectrix, play the drum sample again. As you can hear, it sounds more interesting than the original, but it's repeating the same pattern over and over again. Ideally, we want something that's going to be a little bit more varied, so that the listener's ears aren't getting used to hearing the same thing over and over again. How do I do this? What I do is I create another audio track. Then we route the audio from the drum sample track to the new audio track, activate it, arm it, we'll hit record, and I often leave the metronome on just to make sure that I'm doing things on time because it makes things a lot easier further down the line. And I'm going to explain this to you before I hit play, because what we're going to do is every 4 to 8 bars, we're just going to skip to another preset and we're just going to record into our DAW what we're doing. And then that gives us a lot of variation in terms of what the drums are doing. So I'm going to hit record and I'm going to start skipping through the presets to show you what I mean. Okay, I could literally go on for hours and hours and hours doing that. So once you finish doing that, we can drag out your recording. Got quite a lot of material here, as we can see. And what I do is I just go through it with a fine-tooth comb and I pick out the bits that I really, really like. So that was quite cool. I like that. So what I do is just cut that out, and just to make sure it fits, sometimes I'll just drag it up into the original drum sample, solo that. Obviously we need to turn Effectrix off, so we'll turn that off, close that down, and let's give it a listen. We may just need to give this section a tiny bit more volume. Let's see what that sounds like. So you get the idea. This is a little bit rough and ready, but you've got a lot of material to choose from here, and sometimes you can get some super interesting results. To give you an idea of what it sounds like in the context of a track, let me play you a section of a track that I use this technique in. Okay, so here we have the track, and this is the percussion. So what I've done is I've cut all of the glitchy parts that I wanted to keep. I've dragged them in above the original drum sample, and then what I've done is I've leveled everything out. So I've gone in manually, made sure all of the volume levels were correct. I've added a bit of compression, EQ'd everything, made sure everything's sounding super smooth, and then what I've done is I have exported the whole capoodle as one audio file, so it's nice and neat. So let's just play the track from here, and you can hear in the context of a piece of music how my little glitchy drum technique sounds. So there you go. That's how it sounds in the context of a track. If you like this track, incidentally, it's taken from an album called Flights of Strings and Beats by me and Minsky. And the track is called Wednesday's Child. So if you'd like to go and check it out and listen to it in full, you now know how to find it. I hope you found this useful. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to dive deeper, click on the link below to buy my course. If you'd like to keep in touch, hop on over to my website, lizchirelli.com, and sign up to receive my newsletter. You can also be a part of my world over on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. See you soon.